Hello, today I'm making vegan Black Forest Gateau. This is a traditional Christmas favourite. This is a recipe that I've seen my mum make 1,000 times when I was young, and I used to sit and watch her do it when she made it for the pub restaurant that we ran. So today this one's a recipe dedicated to my mum. Traditional Black Forest Gateau. Okay, for your vegan Black Forest Gateaus you need chocolate brownies, vegan. I'm using chocolate brownies. You can use any sort of chocolate cake. I'm using plain dark chocolate. Please make sure it's vegan, make sure there's no milk in it. I'm using Polish jarred cherries because they're so sweet and lovely, but you can use any sort of black cherries in a tin, or you can use fresh ones if you like. And I'm using plant-based double cream. So first of all, we're going to take some of our cherries. We're going to put about 6 in a little jar separately. They're going to be to decorate the top with. So if you just cut your cherries in half, and if there's any stones in them, take the stones out. Okay, once you've taken all your stones out of your cherries, just cut them up a little bit so they're sort of in quarters, because you don't want really too big pieces in your Black Forest Gateau. And also it will just double check that you have got all the stones out. Once you've cut them up into quarters, then pop them to one side. We've also taken some of the juice which we're going to use, and then you've got your little pot with 6 cherries in that we're going to pop to one side. Okay, now we're going to whip the cream. So take your cream, pour it into a bowl. With your electric whisker, if you haven't got electric whisker, you can use a hand whisker. We're going to whisk the cream up to stiff peaks. And there we have nice stiff peaks. Okay, taking your piping bag, I'm just using a disposable piping bag. I've not got a nozzle on it because it's just so it makes it easier to pipe it into the bag. Put it in your cup, jar, jug, whatever it is to make it easier to put it in, and just spoon in your cream. Then just taking your piping bag off, whatever it is that you've put it on. If you don't have anything to put it on, you can just hold it in your hand. If you don't have piping bags, you can just spoon it in. And then squeeze it down. And twist the end around. Then taking your brownies, I say I'm using vegan brownies. You can use any sort of vegan chocolate cake. This just gives it a little bit of extra because you've got a bit of chocolate in it. And take them and just cut them in half, so that down the middle, so they're not so fat. Okay, now we're ready to pop them together. I'm using plastic disposable cups. I'm using sort of a tumbler size. You can make them whichever size you like. You can put them in whatever you like. So first of all, taking your brownie or your cake, just break it so that it fits in the bottom of your cup. Then take a spoon and your juice and just spoon a little bit of juice over your cake, just so that it makes it a little bit moist so it's not so dry. Then take your cherries and spoon a layer of cherries on top of your cake. Give them a little shake just to make sure that it's all level. Then taking your cream, like I say, I'm using a disposable one, so just cut the end off. And taking your cream, just pipe yourself a nice layer of cream on top of your cherries. And then we repeat the same again. So we put another layer of cake on top. Chocolate brownie, chocolate cake, whatever it is you're choosing to use. And then take a little bit of your syrup, your juice from your black cherries, and repeat just a little tiny bit on. And then spoon a few cherries over the top again. Just spread them around. And then you'll see you've got a layer of cake, cherries, cream, cake, cherries. And then take your cream and pipe a nice layer of cream on the top. I say if you don't have a piping bag, then you can do it without the piping bag. You can just spoon the cream in. And then take yourself a fork and just sort of rough the cream up a little bit on the top. I say we only used the piping bag so that it made it easy for you to put the cream in the pot. I don't really want a smooth finish, I want sort of a rough finish to it. Then take your cherries that you set aside and pop one in the middle of each of your Gateaus. And then take your chocolate, just a bit of your chocolate, and on your grater, on the fine grate setting, grate a little bit of chocolate over the top.